When the pot went pop on the broom, green broom, and apples began to be golden skinned, we harboured a stag in the priory coombe, and we feathered his trail up a wind, up a wind. We feathered his trail up a wind. A stag of a warrant, a stag, a runnable stag, a kingly crop, Barrel, bay and tray and three on top, a stag, a runnable stag. Then the huntsman's horn rang yap, 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 and forwards we heard the harbour shout. But 'twas only a brocket that broke a gap in the beech and underwood, driven out from the underwood, antlered out by a warrant and might of the stag, the runnable stag, whose lordly mind was bent on sleep, though beamed and timed he stood, a runnable stag. So we tufted the covert till afternoon with Tinkerman's pup and Bell of the North, and hunters were sulky and hounds out of tune, before we tufted the right stag forth, before we tufted him forth. The stag of warrant, the wily stag, the runnable stag with his kingly crop, Barrel, bay and tray and three on top, the royal and runnable stag. It was Bell of the North and Tinkerman's pup that stuck to the scent till the copse was drawn. Tally-ho, and the hunt was up. The tufters whipped and the pack laid on, the resolute pack laid on. And the stag of warrant away at last, the runnable stag, the same, his hoofs on fire, his horns like flame, a stag, a runnable stag. Let your gelding be if you check or chide, he stumbles at once and you're out of the hunt. For 300 gentlemen able to ride on hunters, accustomed to bear the brunt, accustomed to bear the brunt, are after the runnable stag, the runnable stag with his kingly crop, Barrel, bay and tray and three on top, the right, the runnable stag. By perilous paths in coombe and dell, the heather, the rocks and the river bed, the pace grew hot for the scent lay well, and the runnable stag goes right ahead. The quarry went right ahead. Ahead and fast and far, his antlered crest, his cloven hoof, Barrel, bay and tray and three aloof, the stag, the runnable stag. For a matter of 20 miles and more, by the densest hedge and the highest wall, through herds of bullocks he baffled the lore of harbour, huntsmen, hounds and all, of harbour, hounds and all. The stag of warrant, the wily stag, for 20 miles and 5 he ran, and he never was caught alive, this stag, this runnable stag. When he turned at bay in the leafy gloom, in the emerald gloom where the brook ran deep, he heard in the distance the rollers boom, and he saw in a vision of peaceful sleep, in a wonderful vision of sleep, a stag of warrant, a stag, a runnable stag in a jeweled bed, under the sheltering ocean dead, a stag, a runnable stag. So a fateful hope lit up his eye, and he opened his nostrils wide again, and he tossed his branching antlers high, as he headed the hunt down the Charlotte Glen, as he raced down the echoing glen. For 5 miles more, the stag, for 20 miles and 5 under the sheltering ocean dead, a stag, a runnable stag. For a fateful hope lit up his eye, and he opened his nostrils wide again, and he tossed his branching antlers high, as he headed the hunt down the Charlotte Glen, as he raced down the echoing glen. For 5 miles more, the stag, for 20 miles and 5 not to be caught now, dead or alive, the stag, the runnable stag. 300 gentlemen able to ride, 300 horses as gallant and free, beheld him escape on the evening tide, far out till he sank in the Severn Sea, till he sank in the depths of the sea. The stag, the buoyant stag, the stag that slept at last in a jeweled bed, under the sheltering ocean spread, the stag, the runnable stag. "300 gentlemen able to ride, 300 horses as gallant and free beheld him escape on the evening tide, far out till he sank in the Severn Sea, till he sank in the depths of the sea. The stag, the buoyant stag, the stag that slept at last in a jewel bed, under the sheltering ocean spread, the stag, the runnable stag.